is going to be a video about how to use a TI-84 calculator to find mins and maxes of graphs of functions. So the first thing that you're going to want to do is you are going to want to put your function into the y equals. So I'm going to click y equals right here, and then you can see right here, I've just put this function, I kind of try to put an interesting function in here. So x to the third plus x squared minus x minus 2. Okay, from there you're going to want to graph it, and then it graphs and it looks something like this. Now as you can see, we have a relative max right here and a relative min right here. Remember, that's the hills and the valleys, and it's the very top of the hill or the very bottom of the valley right here. So that's what's going to be the relative min and max for this function. So we have to figure out what this value is and what this value is. Okay, now to do that, you have to hit second and then trace, and it brings you to this screen right here. And to do the min, we'll do the minimum first. It's that third choice. So you're going to want to do calculate minimum, then hit enter. Okay, now to go to the minimum, you're going to want to go to the left. It says right here left bound. On the screen it says left bound. You're going to want to go to the left of where that minimum is happening and then hit enter. And then you're going to want to go to the right of where that relative min is going to be, which is over here somewhere. So it's in between this and this right here. And it should find this value right here. And then it says guess. You don't actually have to click anything except for just hit enter and it'll basically find it for you. And then you can see right here it says minimum is 0.333333. And then it's got a 5 here. You have to kind of know that the calculator is just basically counting. It's not exactly 100% calculating the minimum. Okay, to do that, you're going to have to actually calculate it yourself to figure it out, or you can just round whatever the calculator gives you. In this case, the calculator gives you that 0.333, so the minimum is happening at 1/3, so you have to round this to 1/3, and then this is the y value at which that 1/3 minimum is being. So the coordinate would be this x and this y for that relative minimum. Now to do the max, we're just going to do second trace again, only this time we're going to go to the fourth choice, which is maximum. Okay, then we're going to hit enter, and we're just going to go to the left, because it says left bound again. We're going to go to the left of that tip of that hill, and then the right as well, and then we're going to hit enter. Guess, we're just going to hit enter again, and then it's going to find right here the maximum is at -1.0. Now again, you have to round. The calculator is just kind of off a little bit, so you have to kind of know the maximum is at -1, -1. So the coordinate would be -1, -1 for this maximum here. Now that is for relative mins and max. Okay, it's really important to understand that the calculator does not do absolute mins and maxes very well, so you're actually better off just looking at the graph for the absolute min and max. So if you were trying to find the absolute min and max between -2 and +2, so the absolute max would not be down here because this is lower, so you're actually going to want to go to the 2 up here, so the absolute max would be whatever this value is at 2. So you might be thinking, well, what is that value of 2? Well, an easy way to do it, rather than just looking at this graph, which isn't very exact, you can just hit trace and then hit 2 and then hit enter, and it'll actually tell you the value at which that value is 2. So x is 2, y is going to be 8. Okay, so between -2 and +2, the absolute max, again, we're not doing relative in this case, the absolute max would be this 8 right here, this 2, 8. Now the absolute min between -2 and 2, again, I'm just making up a random interval here. If I just hit trace again and then this time hit -2 and then hit enter, it would tell me what that -2 value is, which is -4. So the absolute min in this case between -2 and 2 would be -4. Now, if you look at all real numbers for this, so that if you just open the domain up to all real numbers here, there is no relative, there is no absolute min and max, because as you can see, it goes up forever. So the absolute max would be positive infinity, the absolute min would be negative infinity. So you don't really need to worry about that. There is no max and min when you go to infinity. So it's usually with absolute min or absolute max, it's for a certain interval. So that's basically how to use your calculator to find mins and maxes. If you have any questions about anything in this video, let me know.